Well, that was an incredible FA Cup tie then, wasn't it? Hello everyone, welcome back to the Canary Central video, and today we're going to be talking about, well, Norwich City winning 5-1 in the third round of the FA Cup, and what was an incredible display by Norwich City, and I thought every player was, you could kind of argue, was man of the match today. The squad felt, I would say, didn't really click. It would have been, obviously, it was a squad mashed up from, first teams to reserve and bench. But I thought they really did work well together, especially with their through balls to players such as Mata Jurasek, who finally scored his first goal for Norwich City. And it was the first of many, with Jovan Makama getting a hat-trick, which was an incredible hat-trick, to be honest. I thought that's probably definitely the best performance he has had, and it proves that Jovan Makama is definitely beyond League 2 and League 1 quality. He is definitely a brilliant Championship striker, and obviously other players such as Jacob Wright performed incredibly well today. So did Pele Matson, who captained Norwich City for the first time in his career for us. Also players such as Rory McConville and Jose Cordova played incredibly today. And Walsall did put on a good display. Obviously, that goal from their number 17 was incredible, and obviously everyone did applaud that. And I thought Walsall definitely came out today looking to get through and cause an upset potentially, but obviously, sadly for them, that didn't work out. They had an incredible turnout today for them coming down from the Midlands, especially. I thought, I think there was probably about 750 of them coming down, and I thought that was a really good turnout from them. And obviously, they did put out a performance that they would probably want to forget, but a decent performance from our eyes, especially. And their passing play was actually incredible, to be honest. Obviously, we did intercept them quite a few times. It sort of felt like a Norwich City versus Stoke, where Stoke practically won all their interceptions against us, and I thought it was interceptions galore on our half, especially today. And especially like players such as Anis Ben Samani, I think had their best performance of their careers so far. Because Anis Ben Samani, I would say, brilliant passing player, especially. I thought with Anis Ben Samani, with his through ball for the second goal, I believe, was absolutely tremendous. And someone like him, I think, does need to play a bit more often. However, I would say that he does need to go potentially in January, but I think a performance like that should potentially make Felipe Clement question if Anis Ben Samani should be played a lot more and potentially not actually be sold whatsoever in the January transfer window, because a player like him coming through the door in the summer of last season and then joining permanently in January of last season, and I thought for his play today, I thought he was incredible, and I think he definitely was probably my man of the match if it wasn't Jovan Makama, because obviously he was tremendous today, Jovan Makama. And I think Josh Sargent probably does need to be questioned whether he should start, because obviously his goals have dried up dramatically, as I've said multiple times. And I think Jovan Makama, you need to be playing a player who's in incredible form today. And I think it's the same with Kavis Gordon, to be honest. I thought he had a good game out. His control on the ball hasn't been as great as you would expect, to be honest. But I think especially for the first few goals that did happen, he was a brilliant playmaker in that centre attacking midfielder spot especially. And yeah, I thought he was an incredible player out there today. It's a shame he did come off injured, but he did come back, but then he got subbed off again, I believe he did. But yeah, I thought he was incredible out there today. And I think most of the players, I mean, Tony Springett getting his first goal for Norwich City, what has taken him 5 years of his time with us to actually score a goal. And I can see, I saw sitting in the south stand, his eyes absolutely light up when that ball went into the back of the net, coming off the post and then in to the back of the net. And it's just incredible. I thought also players such as Oscar Schwartau was pretty good today. And also Jakov Medic, who was tremendous today. And I thought Jakov Medic does also need to start a lot more, especially, I think. Same with players such as potentially like Liam Gibbs maybe, but obviously they need to slowly come back, especially Liam Gibbs after that injury that he did possess after that Swansea City game, which put him out for a couple of weeks. But I thought today was incredible. I think Daniel Grimshaw does need to be questioned about playing for us, really. I think when he is tested, he is really, really sloppy. He's sort of like a jigsaw. He just falls to pieces whenever the ball sort of goes to him. In the first half, he looked really good passing-wise. Nothing really went to him, to be honest. I think, especially in the second half, it especially ramped up. Obviously, that goal you wouldn't have been able to save. I mean, it was such an incredible goal from Walsall's number 17. But I think as long as we keep going with the way we are, I think we can go on an FA Cup run. I think we'll do a Preston North End where they were sort of in the bottom of end last of the Championship last season, and then they got to the sixth round where they played Aston Villa and ultimately lost. But I think we'll do the same because we need something to fight for, to gain momentum, to get out of that relegation scrap. Because Portsmouth, I believe, did lose, because last time I checked they were 3-1 down to Arsenal at half time. But still, I think if we carry on the way we are, we'll do incredibly. And I can't lie, Walsall. So thank you for the fans were incredible, especially in the first half. Loud, really loud. I obviously, I think the fans who travelled down, I have full respect for them. That's what I'm sort of trying to get out, because obviously they're probably going to that game thinking that they might potentially lose, but they still went anyway. And that is what we need in football, because you sometimes don't get that at all whatsoever. But yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. Hopefully, we draw potentially a sort of Championship League One side potentially in the FA Cup draw tomorrow, which I will probably cover for a short video potentially about me reacting to the draw. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Come on, Yellows, let's go. Come on, the boys.